So today's lesson focuses on calculating the volume of pyramids and cones. And if we were in the classroom, I would have a prism and a pyramid that have the exact same base and have the same altitude or height. And we would talk about how those volumes are going to compare. And I would have water in the pyramid, and I would be taking that and filling up the prism, and we would figure out how many pyramids it would take to fill up the prism. Unfortunately for many reasons, we are not in the classroom. So I'm just gonna have to cut to the chase and tell you that the volume of a pyramid or a cone is going to be 1/3 the volume of the prism or the cylinder. So let's get to the next slide that has those area or volume rather formulas for you. Okay, so as I mentioned, the volume of a pyramid is going to be 1/3 the base times that height or that altitude. For a cone, it's going to be the exact same thing. However, with a cone, the area of a base is going to be pi times radius squared. So if you prefer to write down this second formula here instead, then go ahead and write that one in your notes if that would be your preference. Now, different than surface area, the height that we are talking about is the actual true height or the altitude. It is not that slant height. So remember from before, our slant height, oops, I don't want highlighter. Let me change that. Our slant height would be right here. This would be our slant height. So in this case, we do not want to use our slant height. We want the real height. Sometimes we'll have to do Pythagorean theorem to get the real height if you were given the slant height. All right, so let's get into some examples. Now, remember, when we're talking about pyramids, we are going to have regular polygon bases. So this is a square, 3x3 square. Our volume formula is going to be 1/3 area of the base times the height. And I have to tell you, if I'm going to make a mistake in this unit, it's going to be right here, forgetting that 1/3. So keep track of that. Make sure that you are recognizing these as either, as a pyramid and not a prism, and using that 1/3. All right, so the area of my base, 3x3, so that base is going to be 3x3 square. So I'm going to have an area of 9. So then that means that my volume is going to be 1/3 area of the base times the height, which is given to us as 5. So my volume is going to then be 15 centimeters cubed. All right, next example is also a pyramid, and the situation here though is that I am given my slant height. This is the slant height. So that's a problem because we need the actual height. So what we're going to have to do is to draw ourselves this picture, this right triangle, and we're going to have to use Pythagorean theorem to solve for our actual height. So our slant height is 12.8. Again, with a pyramid, we can assume that we've got a regular base. This is a square base, 13 by 13, which means this height is going to the absolute center of that base. So this distance then is 6.5. I'm getting that by dividing 13 by 2. So that's 6.5, and then I'm going to do Pythagorean theorem. So h squared plus 6.5 squared is equal to 12.8 squared. And grab your calculator, work through those calculations. It ends up that the height is 11.03. The preference there would be to just keep that running in your calculator and just drop it into your volume formula. So volume is 1/3 area of your base times your height. So to just put that straight into that height, so my volume is 1/3. My base is going to be 13 times 13, so 13 squared. And then I've got 11.03. So it turns out then that my volume is going to be 621.2 millimeters cubed. And let me just double check that. Okay, yep, that is what it is. All right, next one. We have a cone. So the volume formula for the cone, we do have that height there, so that's all good. We don't have to do any solving. So we're gonna have 1/3 area of your base times the height. For a cone, my base is a circle, so pi times radius squared. In this case, my diameter is 14, so my radius is 7. So my area of my base is going to be 49 pi. And again, I got that by doing 7 squared. So I'm going to keep this in terms of pi, so I'm just going to, in my calculator, put 7 squared. Okay, next, to figure out the actual volume, I'm going to have 1/3 times 49 pi times 24. Okay, and likely you'll need to put that in your calculator, so you're putting in 1/3 of 49 times 24, so you're leaving pi out of it. So after you pop that into your calculator, you're going to have 392 pi cubic feet. And my last one is another cone. In this case, I am given my volume as 8 pi. So I'm going to start off with my volume formula for a cone. So my volume formula is 1/3 base times height. Okay, so I'm given my height and I need to find my radius. So instead of writing it as base, area of base times height, I'm going to convert that and have 1/3 pi times radius squared times height. And then I'm going to substitute in what I know. So I know that my volume is 8 pi. And remember, pi is just a number, irrational number, but it's not a variable. It is a number here. So radius squared is going to be my variable, and my height is 6. Now, 1/3 of 6, so 1/3 of 6 is going to be 2. So I'm going to rewrite it as 2 pi times radius squared, and that equals 8 pi. And then I need to get that variable all by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2 pi. And that gives me 4 is equal to my radius squared. If I square root both sides of my equation, then my radius for this is 2 units. All right, so this is my last example I have for this. If you have any questions on this lesson or the prisms and cylinders, please make sure you're reaching out. I will have a Zoom call as well to answer any questions. All right, take care.